I need to lay out a little bit of the process. So there's a concept called product market fit, and product market fit is something that we will come back to a lot. And what this means is that you have developed a product that solves a real problem that people have, and there are enough people in the world who have this problem that you actually have a viable business. Does that make sense? So you've identified a problem, you've identified a solution to that problem, and you've confirmed that there are enough people in the world that it's worth doing. So, to do that, you're going to follow a process. First one is you're going to validate the problem, and first day of class is going to talk a little bit about user research, where you go out and talk to humans and you find out what their problems are. 2 is you validate the market. So we do things like competitive analysis. We do market sizing. Market sizing, competitive analysis. You will also do some business modeling. So there's a couple different kinds of business modeling. What we are going to cover is mostly, the kind where you open up a spreadsheet program like Excel and you say, if my goal is to create a $10 million revenue per year business in year 3, then what do all the different factors need to be? So we need to have this many new customers per month, paying this much per month, and cancellations is this %. Like whatever those different factors are, you're going to create a little spreadsheet, fill in all these different numbers, calculate, you multiply them all together, and if it comes out to 10 million a year, that means that your next question is going to be, okay, so the numbers that I filled in, are those numbers realistic? Are any of those numbers seem scary to me? For those of you who are in, thinking about like advertising, for example, I think this is a really good one. If you're it's hard to make a living writing a blog because ads don't pay very much. You need to have like an obscene amount of traffic, and it's really nice to just do this quick like Excel exercise and figure out that okay, for me to support myself through advertising revenue on my blog, I need to have 5 million visitors a day or whatever that number is, and then you have to ask yourself, is there any world in which I can actually get 5 million a day? And if not, then you try something different. And doing that 30-minute exercise in Excel is so much better than spending 4 months trying to. Great. So once we get there, then we're actually going to create a solution. And this solution isn't necessarily, by the word create, I don't necessarily mean we're going to go build one. We're going to imagine one. So we've identified what the problem is, we've identified who has that problem, and then we're, I missed personas here. And then we're going to think about what solution we imagine that might solve that problem. And once we've done that, then we go into the business of saying, okay, what could go wrong? How could the solution not work? And we try and list out all the different ways in which this could fail. And once we've identified this list, you can call them, I call them risks and assumptions, and we're going to spend a day talking about risks and assumptions. Then we are going to develop special purpose experiments that will tell us whether these risks and assumptions are real or not. And these special purpose experiments are what people call minimum viable products, or MVPs. So, validate solution, and that is MVPs. So, at any one of these steps, you may run into a realization that you were wrong. And this happens a lot. And you probably have this a lot. You build businesses, you're like, nope, that's not how it works. Let's try again. So it could be, so what happens is you kind of move down here, like, oh, no, actually, Well, first of all, like there's this, right, where you think you know what problem people have, you talk to people, and then you find out no, people actually don't have that problem. That's like a different version of that problem, and so you sort of iterate on just the problem statement, and then you're like, okay, I think I know what the problem is. Now you're evaluating, are there enough people in the world who have this problem that's worth my time? And once you do, if you say no, there's only 10 people in the world who care, then you go back and pick a different problem. Now let's say, okay, you actually do have enough, then it's, all right, can I create a solution to this problem for these people? And you're going to work on that for a while. And maybe you find out that through your validation, right, you came up with your list of here's all the reasons why it might fail, and one of them proves true. Like, you know what? The government is never going to let us do this, or unfortunately, we're not able to like build rocket ships. Like whatever those things are, then you need to go back and probably like pick a new problem. You know, so like we're gonna just do this a lot. Some wireframing in here. So this is like the core. I would say this is the core of being a PM. And then around it, we're gonna attach some tactical skills. So you're also going to do some project management, right? We're going to do a little bit of technology. We're going to do a little bit of like stakeholder management. For those of you who work at big companies, we're going to do a little bit of roadmaps, etc. It's in your syllabus. So that's today. Great. Can we build an app now? Do you guys feel like you understand? Excellent. So we're going to do this process. Now, app ideas. I'm going to give you one constraint, two constraints. The first one, it's a smartphone app. And the second one, it involves taking a photo and sending it to another person. It could be sending it to a business. It could be sending it to your friend. Whatever. But those are the two constraints. And you guys are going to feed me ideas, and then we'll do that for about 5 minutes, and then we'll pick one, and then we'll build it.
How about an app that allows you to share critical information with 911?
Yes. 911.
So be it police, ambulance,
yep,
or fire.
I get it. Next.
What about being able to crowdsource via a photo of disasters in real time?
Real time.
Rockaways during hurricanes.
Disaster reporting?
Reporting,
okay. Also, terrible news in the cases. Holy shit.
Unbelievable.
Double news, did you see it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I watched it for like 2 straight hours.
What?
I watched the news for 2 straight hours.
It was terrible. Okay, so there was a plane, a Malaysian Airlines plane, filled with 300 people, just like regular, normal, happy people, right?
Yeah.
And flying over eastern Ukraine, and it got shot down by the military. They're not sure yet if it was Russia or Ukraine or someone else, but like everyone died. And then
Airlines, that's like the second thing.
Yeah, they really just need to call
it a tough year. And then Israel invaded Gaza today with tanks.
Yeah.
I thought I got a flash notification on my iPad that they were military and peace treaty, right?
Yeah, that's before the attack.
As soon as that's over, they come to
yeah.
event.
Some guys came on.
They bring some food
Yeah, it's
and
just
then
terrible. It's just totally terrible. Okay, moving on. Next.
Take a picture of someone's clothing or shoes
Yes.
and identify like the brand, the model, and where you can buy it.
Okay, so fashion
Fashion
ID. I like it. Cool. Next.
Reverse image search on text, so doing visual search on text as like looking at books or passages or anything.
OCR. Got it. Optical character recognition.
Like a Shazam for TV or film.
Shazam. So you take a picture of
Take a picture,
television?
yeah. I mean, I guess video would be ideal, but video or picture, and then it can kind of match up, what movie or TV show that's from.
Oh, that's cool.
And Shazam
Okay.
does TV now.
Amazon?
Shazam apparently does TV.
No, but that's for audio. That's for audio, not video.
Okay,
dating app where you take a picture of somebody you like, and if someone else likes your picture, they get like you can message them.
You should build that.
Wow, that's so cool. I don't even know what to call that. Yeah.
That just happened like 30 seconds ago.
That was amazing. Dating, no, there's like a pithy way to say this. Okay.
Cross dating.
With pictures.
We like this.
Yeah,
Shared interest.
like your pics. Okay.
Some type of facial recognition tool that you can, once you get the picture, it will pull stuff on Facebook and like when you're about to meet someone, the name of their spouse.
so
That's
like,
it.
who
When was
are
the last
you?
time you saw them? What they did over the holidays?
Was that Minority Report? What was the? Okay. Let's watch that.
Oh, 11B, the pictures.
Yes. I'll check out.
Something that takes a screenshot of whatever's on your phone right now and lets you send it to somebody. Like a quick share of anything that's on the screen. So like if I get a flash message of like the CNN news,
Okay.
I don't have to like find the article.
Got it.
And then before you take pictures of your math homework and send it out for someone to help you with that and solve it.
Yeah, it's homework help. I like that idea.
That's good.
Okay, take a picture in a 3D printer and just create a model of what you take a picture of right away.
That seems impossible. 3D print this. Okay. Because I would take a photo of a car. Or the Hope Diamond. Yes.
Yeah, this is a game. You take a picture and people have to guess where you are in the world.
Yes. That's fine. Cool. Are we running low of ideas? Yes.
I feel like this might already exist, but an app that takes a picture of handwriting and turns it into text.
OCR.
Yes.
Like right now,
Nobody does it very well.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
Plus handwriting. Let's do that.
What about in that same notion, taking a picture and translation?
Okay. Cool.
Also the where am I, like monuments and historical facts about monuments.
Plus facts. Excellent. Okay.
Just getting an idea of the handwriting thing. So
Yeah.
you take a picture of someone's handwriting
Yeah.
and there's a personality check based on the handwriting analysis.
Wow.
So personality profile based on the handwriting analysis.
It's like CS1 now.
What was that?
CS1.
CSI.
Yeah.
Alright.
CSI, yeah.
I'm not sure if this exists, but you take pictures of rooms and buildings and connects you with sort of maintenance experts who can tell you what's like secretly wrong with things in that room that you might notice, not notice.
Does it have X-ray vision?
You know, like if you see an apartment, like pictures.
Or does a handyman?
Okay. Got it. So assess my building. Got it. That's cool. Okay. Anyone else before we pick a favorite and then go with it? No. Good. Okay. So let me see which of these ideas is feasible in the time that we have. Okay. I think this one is interesting. This one. This one. This one. This one. Sure. That's it. Okay. So, not that your other ones are not good ideas, but given 30 minutes, we have a lot to get through. So, any favorites here?
How about we combine 911 with
How about we do hands? So, for the first one, disaster reporting, 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, okay, 5. Yeah, alright, 5, got it. Next, fashion identification. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yay, okay. Dating app, like your pics. 1, 2. I'm voting for it. No? Fine, good.
It'll still ride it.
WebMD? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Take a picture.
That's not a race. That was. Okay. So by the way, WebMD is what we did the last time I taught this course.
Oh,
this was
wow.
our idea. Yeah, and it was a really good example. We might do it anyway. Homework help? 1.5, 2. Michelle, you have to vote for it. Got it. So this is like, I'm going to round up and call that 5. And where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, I think we got a winner.
10.
What? 10?
Oh, me.
You voted already? Okay. So, so we are going to, let me think this through. Which one? Okay, now that we voted, I guess I get to pick. No, it's fine. We'll do this one. You guys are really passionate about it. Okay, so we're going to do a game. I'm going to erase this. Spelling problem. So, since it's your idea, you get to tell us why would anyone do this? What's the problem?
Like again. Well, what benefit do I have? Why should I even bother opening the app? Yeah. What's fun? From a user perspective and from business perspective, how do I monetize?
Let's talk about users. Just
okay.
Don't worry about money. Yeah.
The thing is, I already have solutions out.
Are you telling me we shouldn't pick this?
No. I mean, why should I do it? I think if I do it, people could give recommendations what to do in this place, and based on the quality of the recommendations, they get a score, and then they rise in the community or whatever. Just thinking out loud.
You get to show off where you are.
It's bragging.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
bragging.
All right, so it's humble brag. Cool.
Plus, if it's in real time,
We're travelers.
if it's in real time, it does also serve like an informational purpose. So if you go somewhere in off season and everything's worked out, like don't go to Jamaica in October because it's going to be like hurricanes on the leeward side of the island, there's beautiful weather and everything's like that fun. So it could be like also have that kind of
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
I also like the idea of it being a simple tool to communicate with other travel sites. So it could be like an app on Facebook that logs like everywhere you've been, and also it could link to Travelocity and show your friends stay at this hotel.
Okay.
You need a large sample for that to work, but
We are totally doing this right now, which is wonderful. Right? We're starting to iterate on the idea. Yeah.
It could just be a different way to share a dropped pin.
Yeah.
Like you're at a bar,
Yeah.
and instead of like saying, I'm at a bar at this address, you can take a picture and it kind of populates information for you.
Yeah.
You can share it with somebody. Also, if you don't know where you are and you're just like, meet me in this corner.
Yeah.
We can just tell you and like bring up some like Google Maps data. And
That's cool.
Tell the user exactly where you are.
Yeah.
Do I have to be the original person that actually took the photo, or could I see someone else's photo somewhere and be like, I wonder where that is, and like take a screenshot and submit it and be like, where's this? Or you saw it on a blog and you have no idea, there's no like attribution as to where that place is. Could I just be like, hey people, where is this place?
Interesting. So look up location. Yeah. So it's location search. That's interesting. Other people?
Ultimately, it's a game, right? So it's to have fun.
Well, it could be. So we started.
Yeah. There seems like
these are not game ideas, but there is the all right. Have fun if it's a game. Okay. Cool.
So you could have the option, the original option, like you share the photo, and you
Yeah.
share location, or you could say, guess my location.
Yeah.
And there could be some kind of social interaction.
Yeah.
Or like actually dropping another pin on the picture, but on some like I think on Docker you can use what what they call Kinja to like comment on certain parts of the photo.
Yeah, that platform is cool, by the way. I'm really impressed with that. Yeah.
So, this is very similar to like a node finder, which I'm sure Travelocity has done some sort of where's the node now. Where's the garden node?
I know the ad campaign, I'm not familiar with it.
The Roman
That
node.
whole garden node thing comes from somebody swiping somebody else's garden node and then taking it with them to Europe and taking pictures. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then taking pictures of garden gnome in different places in Europe and
That's
then
great.
emailing that person.
Yeah.
The picture of the garden gnome on, on the Eiffel Tower or whatever. So it could be a game like that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Travelocity's done something.
Okay.
You could use it for like promotional material, like in a way, like if you were a band, like we're doing a secret performance here. If you're like a store, like we have a one-day pop-up shop here, like guess where it is and try and find us.
Yeah, and I think just to build on the last few ideas, like you could do like a photo scavenger as well.
Yep.
So
scavenger does something like Emma.
With one of my past companies, I did like a social contest where like a pair of sunglasses that had the branding, and you take a picture and the person that was the farthest away from New York won like the promotional item.
Yep. Excellent. I'm going to steer us away from marketing stuff because it doesn't have the depth that I'm not looking for. But
I think if you compare it to just looking at Google Maps Street View, you can look at pictures of a place that in a way that captures more like human diversity of how people look at things, and thus get a picture of what a place looks like.
Got it. Okay.
You take a picture and over time, if the same picture is taken of a place, or it sort of creates a trend and the change, whether it's the cities or the building changes over time, 5-10 years. You do some sort of analysis.
Time lapse. Okay. Got it, Jonathan?
I love the facts piece of it because I travel a lot. And sometimes you're somewhere but you don't even know what you're looking at, so you don't know how to search it.
Yes.
That's
Yes. Yes. Well, done.
Yeah, I was
because Nathan, you're going.
In terms of timelines and facts, just being able to sort of relate maybe historical facts that have occurred around that location.
Yeah.
Almost like you could pull from like a trusted database, but you could also kind of wiki it.
Got it,
as
yeah.
well.
Okay, I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to pick.
Gamification, getting like badges for either most shares or getting the most likes, and getting badges for as you go on. Kind of like.
We're doing what?
I mean, when you leave comments and facts, and people kind of like it a lot, you gain certain badges as an incentive to get more.
Okay, got it. Okay, so we are going to build something that looks like this. So I actually have had this idea in my head since 2008. And then Foursquare kind of came out and was like good enough. But I always, do you guys remember Delicious? The marketing app? So I always wanted a Delicious for real places. So I'm walking down the street, I see this restaurant that looks pretty good. I don't have time to go in or whatever. I just want to be able to take a picture of it and bookmark it. And just remember to come back to it later. And it'd be really nice if I could look up what are some of the most bookmarked places by other people to help me discover new places. Cool. Okay, so we're gonna do that. I'm glad we did this exercise.
I didn't know if you
What's that?
But they can't find the location based on the photo.
Yeah.
You can add photos to a location.
And Evernote you can bookmark with photos, but you have to connect other things and there's no sharing.
Right. Got it. Okay.
It would be geotagging.
Yeah, geotagging.
Yes. So so the problem is I want to either bookmark an interesting location, or I want to discover new places. Cool. Okay. So marketing. So the market is, that's a tough one. So this is the part that was the reason why I didn't go and do this. But let's talk it through. So market sizing is especially for consumer apps like this are hard because you can trick yourself into thinking that like, well, my market is every single person in the world who has a smartphone, right? It's like, great, we're gonna be trillionaires, and then like 1,000 people download your app. So so this one is actually a little bit tough, and so but I think what we could do is say, okay, well, we do care, you know, obviously we do have to start with the number of people with smartphones, but then you can think about like, okay, what are the demographics of the person who would probably use this? Like, all right, well maybe they're like in their 20s and 30s, so let's say like, yeah, you know, 20s to 40s. No, that's not fair. Let's go 50s. And probably they live in urban areas, right? Urban dweller, because you're not walking past anything if you live in the suburbs, you drive everywhere.
Or is it also dense urban areas?
Dense,
right?
excuse me, dense urban
LA
areas.
you're driving and taking a picture.
Yes, so you're right, LA is like out, right?
No, I would say LA is in though, because
LA is in?
there's a lot. I don't know. There's a lot of places where you're not totally sure where you are,
Well,
and I think sure that the use case would be slightly different.
For maybe
but,
the first one, but for discovering certainly you could
but
actually
yeah,
work really
yeah,
well.
for sure.
Excellent, excellent. I'm glad you guys did that.
Can't you also look at the travel community? There's a lot of people who travel across the world and who could be targeted by that.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
passports.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So we could say it's like this, plus we could also say it's tourists because of the discovery angle. That's really nice. Excellent. Okay, and then on our business model side, this is a little tricky. So the first thing that comes to mind is like, oh, let's charge for that. But this whole use case, like, doesn't really shine until you have a lot of data. And charging for the app is essentially pushing a tax on your users. So you're going to reduce the number of people who will ever become a customer because some people just don't want to pay. And all those people who don't want to pay could have been people who have contributed data by doing the first use case. So you're actually hurting yourself by charging. You know?
But what if you don't charge for the app?
Yes.
Charge for things in the app?
Yes.
For fun?
Yes. So we could do in-app purchases. We could
partner with
There's
business.
premium
advertising.
okay, cool. So let's talk about that. So we could do freemium. We could do in-app. My thought was, since we're actually driving new customers to businesses, could we charge businesses who want, you know, sponsored placement in search results or something like that?
Well, if you're geotagging your photos, you can sell the ads based on location, right?
Yeah, yeah. So maybe.
What about getting invited to private events?
Yep. Oh, I see. So tickets,
VIP.
ticket sales. Yeah.
Push coupons and discounts.
Yeah. Yeah. Coupons. Okay.
Sell user data.
You work for healthcare?
Well, in everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you could also potentially license the technology or partnerships, like with Google Maps or something. Where,
Yeah.
you know, they would pay to leverage the technology in app or something like that.
That's true. That's true. So data. Excellent. All right. Okay. So we are moving right along. Let's talk about the solution. So, could you copy this down, or one of you? I don't really care who. And then I'm going to erase it because I'm going to need the space. Okay. So let's talk about the solution. Let's do the first one. So I'm physically standing in front of a place that I want to bookmark. I pull up the app. What do I do? Walk me through it.
It opens up into a camera immediately and you put it into the frame.
Okay, so we've got So this is our camera, okay, and then there's probably like a button here to take a photo.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what happens?
So you click it, it geotags it, it puts it into your like bookmark list.
Okay, so I took a photo and I have some information. What information do I show?
Well, you
Say
still pop up
geotag.
the address and the name of the place, right?
Okay.
What about interesting? That's an interesting thing.
So do we want to put that above or below photo? Designers?
Below.
Below. Okay. So what are we putting? The name of the place? Okay. Name of place, address.
Well, but if you're in the city, there's probably like 3 stores at that address.
Yeah.
Right, so what
So it has to be
if
the
it's
address,
not
and you have to choose which place you're talking about, right?
Yeah, maybe give you a selection. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Iterating. So now tell me what this is. So it shows me the photo again, and
Shows a list of choices of
What's
what's at that.
Suggestions.
Like,
got it. I wonder if the photo. Yeah, that's fine.
Choice
So
of names.
Yes. no
okay,
matter.
so we actually have like.
Like I said on.
Got it. So it's like option 1, 2, and 3, like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
The next.
with the next button. Is that good?
Click one, right? No, you
No, just what if you're wrong? What if you make a mistake?
Then you
have
can
the
go
edit,
back.
our ability to add your own.
Okay, so on the next page I can go back. No?
Type it in yourself.
Yeah, you have to.
Oh, what if they're wrong? Oh no. Yeah, what if it's like, because this is going to pull from like Foursquare or something, right? What if it's not on Foursquare?
Is the last option there create you?
Yes, you could create new, you
Okay.
can monetize that option 1, 2, and 3, can't you? Like sell to the option 1, you could sell that space. Well,
Well, there's only going to be a certain number of options in your book, though.
So
So you
this
can
is
place it
like
across down.
You can sell it to sponsor nearby.
create new.
If you create new though,
Yeah.
you could like misspell it
Yep.
and you could have a wacky.
Good. So you have data errors, right?
Maybe you
Yeah.
hide it, and if you scroll for more options, it pops up at the bottom of the list, so that it's at least another step beyond it being right there. But you have to look through all the other options before you get to be able to create your own.
Well, can I say, I mean, first of all, it should be useful for yourself, because you want to go back there with your girlfriend, so you want to maybe just say rendezvous Friday night or Valentine's Day, so it should be possible that it's really very personal. And then on top you can choose from a list if it's there.
Right, because the name that you want to save might be like.
So maybe.
Because screen new is private, and the other one is public.
Interesting.
Or if you
Submit
can,
them
what
and
if
then.
you,
Hold on, so we're confusing things.
yeah.
So this section, which I know it looks beautiful, is about what is the name of the business
yeah.
that you are saving. And we will have a separate area for your own personal notes about why. Cool?
Wait,
Yes.
well, what if your point is to share the photo eventually, what if you had it's geotagged, right? And you can see the name of the place. So you have like a message box, and you put that in instead of having like 10 options of like, you know, a consulting firm inside the building that you can't even see. Because that's kind of, for me, I get annoyed. I think I would get annoyed. And you could save that with the name of the place, the geotag, so the address would be automatically there. You could send that personally to your girlfriend or boyfriend and say, let's meet here Friday night.
Yep.
And it's all there.
Cool.
And they can go to the map, so it's
Yep.
easy, and you don't have to go through 25 options.
There. So what you're saying is there is a like private, and then you could do sort of one of those like
Share.
yes, no kinds of things, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Because you aren't necessarily gonna, like, there's 2 interesting places, right? Maybe out of 10, with like random office buildings and offices behind the facade of that building that nobody's ever gonna care about, so why include them in that option?
I know,
maybe that's a bad
right.
assumption.
Yeah, I think we can't assume that
Right.
a retail location, there's only one real retail location. Because it might be like a second floor gallery or something, you know, like that.
Right, that's true.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I like this. So we're standing in front of the thing. The picture comes up. We click the picture. The picture's here. Now it's like, what is the name of the business? We have some options that we pull from Foursquare. You can pull in a new one if it doesn't exist. And then so it shows the name. It shows the address. It shows the photo. You have options here to post your notes. Public or private.
So if it's a set option, it's definitely coming from another existing database,
Yes.
like Foursquare.
Yes. So this is actually, I should say this is address 1, address 2.
So you can't actually have user set options that are.
Wait, or your address or is it?
Or name.
Or
Sorry. You're right. You're right. Name.
Why are we calling from Foursquare?
That's included.
Like
Because that's where the database is.
Yeah.
Like think about if you like take a photo of Instagram and they're like name this location.
Yeah.
Like it's there, right? You don't have to like type it all in yourself. It just
That's all.
makes it faster. Yeah.
There should be an option to update it later, because I might not want to stand there and type this all in and just, if I've taken a good picture of it, I don't think I'm gonna stand there and type it if I can go back home or whatever I'm typing. I mean, I can maybe just categorize it, say funny or like visit again or share.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just
And
a quick
just
pop
figure it out
up and
for
there
you.
we go.
Yeah.
And I can
That's
update it later.
Yeah.
And what about places that aren't businesses or?
I guess you
Yeah,
could
like
type,
park.
you could do, and you would have options like retail, restaurant, monument.
Or you could do it by like visit again. I can like, yeah.
Cool. All right. So time check. Excellent. So now that we've done this, and there's obviously a lot of other features or different like use cases that we need to consider. We didn't even look at this one yet, but for the purpose of time, let's think about for this thing that we have in mind. What are all the reasons why it would not work?
People just send a text message.
Or Yelp.
Send a text message.
Got it. So we got this now there?
Yeah. Because maybe people don't care as much about humble bragging as they used to.
So texting is easier. Got it. Next.
Takes too long for the interface.
Too slow to save. Okay.
You can already Yelp your current location.
So Yelp.
Or people use Instagram for the
Is
same
Yeah.
reason.
Or Foursquare.
Yes. Or Foursquare.
Or Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, it's also just the issue of like how compelling are the photos going to be. If it's supposed to be like kind of a public, you know, if it's kind of like Instagram for locations. I mean, do I want to look at 20 different pictures of the same bar from the outside? If I'm browsing, right?
Yeah, especially if it's just outside.
Yeah,
Well, why would
is
that
it more
happen?
for?
Why wouldn't it collapse all into just one listing? You know, everyone's photos there.
And then it's like the,
Well, because you're-
Verizon, they call one up that's like the most like.
Yeah, I mean, it, like all that matters is that there's a photo and like 4,000 people saved it.
Yeah, but if the person taking the photo is taking the time to take the photo, you think they want to see it? They're
For their own purposes, yes. So if you're browsing,
Okay, so
listings,
we're not surfacing like every photo that is taken.
Which photo?
yeah, because we're gonna purpose
Yeah.
build like for this use case, right?
Sure,
Different
sure.
ways to
But
make
it's,
sense for use
so there's
cases.
still just the issue of like how do you select the best photo?
Yes.
That is the most compelling.
Most liked,
community.
most upvoted photo.
Why don't we just have to take the picture, it bookmarks it, and say restaurant, and then pulls from Yelp API to tell you what it is?
Possible, like not even in this list, right? Okay. Unless you think it's a reason why this would fail.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's a reason why I fail. I mean, I just think it's a barrier. That,
I agree it's a problem,
Yeah.
right? But I think that sounds like a design problem that we can solve. Yes. Okay. So other reasons, because yeah.
Does it need to work with a certain user base in order to be compelling with content, or can it just work one user at a time?
Okay. So critical mass. Yes.
I'm not really using it. I mean, I can go around bookmarking a bunch of stuff, but what's going to make me want to go back and look at my bookmarked stuff? Like, I don't know. Aside from sharing it, which a lot of other.
So I'm gonna call that engagement.
Yeah.
I agree. And there are ways to solve for this, but yes, I agree. Yeah.
For the discovering new places, it might be an issue if you don't have anyone like really influential, where I would try and like go to them to find new places. Like, why would I go to some stranger to find where they want to go to a restaurant?
Got it. So reputation. Of recommendations. Okay. / quality of recs. Okay. Cool. So, we're doing excellent. I keep checking my watch because that clock has no battery. So, otherwise, this usually is not as distracting. Excellent. So, now that we've made this list, this is sort of like step 4. Then what we do is we think about, of this list, which one do we think is the most likely? And then we develop an experiment, an MVP, that we think like will tell us if it's likely or not likely. Does that make sense? And and what we build to sort of answer this question that we posed should be the cheapest, fastest way in which we can answer that question. And the reason why cheapest and fastest matters, because you could just go build the whole app and then you'd have all your questions answered. But the reason why cheapest and fastest makes a difference is because in almost every single case, you're going to have limited resources. You're going to have limited budget, you're going to have limited time, and getting to this magical place underneath, which is product market fit, is a journey where you cannot predict how long it will take you to get there. All you can do is buy yourself as many iterations as you possibly can before time runs out. So that's why we try and pick the fastest, cheapest way to validate these things so that we give ourselves more chances to run through this process and then ship this thing. Kelly, how are we doing?
Great. I think we have about 5 or 7 minutes.
Sweet. Any questions? Do you guys feel excited about product management? Yeah, Mary's excited. That's good. Oh, you're excited. Excellent. So, this afternoon I posted on Schoology. I don't know if you guys saw it. You did. Excellent. So there is one essay I want you to read, which is Good PM, Bad PM by Ben Horowitz. Ben Horowitz, for those of you who don't know, currently is a managing partner / co-founder of one of the foremost VC firms in the world called Andreessen Horowitz. He was director of product at Netscape back in the 90s. Mark Andreessen, the co-founder of Netscape, hired him. Mark Andreessen is a very special person. He is, I think, the only person in the world who has founded 2 companies that he sold for over $1 billion each. So pretty good. Ben Horowitz, after he left Netscape, he then started his own company. He wrote a book about it called The Hard Thing About Hard Things, which is a great read. You guys should read it if you'd like. Which talks about the rise of his company. They went public, things were going well, then all of a sudden, like, .com crash happened, all of his customers couldn't pay their bills, so his company almost went broke. They almost were listed, like delisted from the NASDAQ as a penny stock. He managed to raise it all the way back up and sold it for over $1 billion. It's just an incredible story. And then he went and started Andreessen Horowitz. So he wrote an essay that you guys will read, which was written in '96, that is sort of his opinions on the qualities of a great PM versus a bad PM, and I think it's a nice way to introduce all of you to the mindset. There are other books that I listed in that post. You guys are not required to read those, but the previous students I had in the last class did ask me for the equivalent of like a textbook or reading resources. There is no like official textbook for product management, but those books I found particularly useful. So if you want to go buy them and read them, you're welcome to. Cool. All right, so Kevin and Katie each are taking half of you, so they will be your personal TA. And so They are going to be holding office hours every week. I strongly recommend that you meet with them, ask questions. I also will make myself available to meet with each of you at least once over the 10 weeks. We can sort of work out a time that works for both of us. I can meet before or after class, is probably the most convenient, but if for some reason another time works better, we can do that. It's on you guys to be proactive and say, I want to talk, I want to get feedback, I want to get advice about my job search, I want to get advice on how I'm doing. Like, you guys, we can't read your minds. You know, we're available, we're going to tell you when we're available, but we are not going to, like, you know, mail you a letter, a nice Hallmark card, and say, please come talk to us. So you really need to do that. Is that cool? Okay. You having a good time? Yeah, excited? Good. All right, we'll see you on Tuesday.
Thank you guys. If you'd like to toss your plates, you can right in the document bag.
If you guys haven't signed your student disclosure forms, please do so. We can collect them afterwards.
The slips with you, right? That's okay.